Welcome to Category 5 Technology TV, episode number 430 for Tuesday, the 15th of December, 2015. Say hi to Shelley De Silva.
Hello, guys.
Also, Jeff Weston over there in a very Christmassy-looking newsroom, and Adam is on camera. Hey, Adam. He nodded. I can assure you, he nodded.
Yep. Tonight we celebrate 20 years of the GNU image manipulation program by continuing our 20 weeks of GIMP tip series. We're going to travel back in time, or at least it seems. We're going to take a digital photo and make it look 100 years old.
Ooh. Also, we're going to learn how to use free tools on Linux to download videos from YouTube. We're also going to learn how to download directly to MP3. Jumping over to the newsroom. Hey, Jeff, what's coming up?
Here's what's coming up in the Category 5.tv newsroom. Amazon has pulled hoverboards from their sites amid safety concerns. Cybersecurity experts are warning that ransomware is the fastest growing form of computer malware. YouTube Gaming for Android gets a cardboard mode for more immersive viewing. The Joomla security team has just released a new version of the Joomla patch for a critical remote command execution vulnerability, try to say that 5 times real fast, that affects all versions as far back as 1.5. And are you under 16? Well, a possible revision to the digital age of consent may mean you can no longer use Facebook or other social media sites. Stick around, the full details are coming up later in the show.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. Starring Sasha Dermatis, Hillary Rumble, and your host, Robbie Ferguson.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
And I'm Shelley De Silva.
Nice to see you, Shell. How you been?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah,
keeping busy.
You are keeping busy? Mm-hmm. I got a call from you this week because WordPress 4.4 came out. How is that working out?
I haven't tried it yet.
Nice to be an early adopter. Sometimes not so much. We have seen some problems, here and there with WordPress upgrades, going from 4.3 point whatever to 4.4, and having the whole system crash out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a couple of those today at work. So
yeah, the problem is with this particular bug, which is known, and there is a patch, and they are patching it on 4.4.1, which we're waiting to find out when it's coming out. But you go in, and it says you've got to upgrade to the latest and greatest WordPress, and it sounds great, and there's really not a lot of mention about this bug online, unless you know specifically what to look for.
Okay.
You hit that upgrade button, and...
Well, you salvaged it, so that was good.
Yeah, but you at that point, you're like locked out. You can't get onto the main website. You can't get into the administrative panel. It won't let you sign in to fix or undo.
Nothing.
So you've got to actually go in and patch it manually, which is a bit of a pain for most users if you even have FTP access anymore. The whole thing with using WordPress is you don't need it, right? You're supposed to be able just to use their interface. So they're working on a fix, so watch for 4.4.1. So if you see that your WordPress is ready to be upgraded, you might want to make sure you have FTP access first so that you can patch it if you need to. But also, you could wait until 4.4.1 when they implement the patch so that they will not lock you out of your system and break it. Speaking of little scares, I came into the studio tonight and fired up the old systems, and we've got the demo machine that I use for all of the on-air demonstrations and everything. And I'm working away, getting our shots set up, getting Jeff's Christmas tree set up, and system completely turned off. And I was like a little moment of panic. Okay, did the power supply just bake itself, or that would be really miserable before a show. And I opened it up, and turns out the liquid cooling system had evaporated over time, and I guess I haven't been watching it close enough.
Oh, no.
You got to keep up with this stuff. So I called around Barrie, and I was shocked to find that in Barrie, here in Ontario, Canada, the stores will sell you a liquid cooling system, but they don't carry the coolant. Hello. So
Makes no
I'm using the
sense.
touch screen to type. It's like a 27-inch touch screen here, using that with an on-screen keyboard, typoing to Jeff and saying, hey, man, can you stop and find me some liquid coolant? And then I found some that I just had kicking around, and so there was just
Interesting.
enough to... So that's the liquid coolant that cools our servers. So if you use
There
a
you
liquid cooling system, this is like checking your fire alarms every time the
Yeah.
time changes and at daylight savings time. Check your liquid coolant as well. Take for granted that the computer's just running, and I turn it off after a Tuesday show and turn it back on. And
Yep.
but that's as simple as it was. So thankfully, I still had a little bit in stock. I'm gonna
And
have
we're
to.
up. We're up and running.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to order some online though, because you can't buy it
I didn't even know
locally.
that, so that's
How nuts is that?
neat to know. Yep.
So, and now you get online and there's like 3 billion different types of coolant that you can buy.
Yep. Gotta pick the right one.
You got to pick the right one. What do you think of this show? You were looking at this before the show.
Yeah.
You ever seen one of these fly?
No.
Really?
It was supposed to be charged the last time, but I didn't get to see it.
Oh. Well, there you go. See if I should do like.
Can it
some-
fetch things?
I don't know what kind of payload a teeny drone could handle. I should like zip around and see how quick Adam is. Come on, camera guy. Come on, guy. Can he keep up? I
Yeah,
can
he's
up.
keeping up.
Good. I would love to give a couple of these away to you. All you have to do is get over to patreon.com/category5. And these are teeny drones. And we've got these in our shop. You can go to cat5.tv/teeny drones to find out more about them. But we've got a race pack. So that means
neat.
you and I could actually race one another.
Yeah.
The controllers don't interfere with one another, so we can race, or you can charge one while the other one is flying and then switch back and forth. Whatever you want to do. All you have to do is pledge to support us for just 25 cents or more per episode
Yep.
at patreon.com/category5. And the first 100 participants in that are going to be a part of the draw. And we're going to be drawing for those two, and
These are
you're going to
pretty cool.
win both of those if you are the winner.
Do they come in different colors as well?
They do. There's the
Neat.
blue. There's like a red-orange color, and
Yeah.
then there is black.
Oh, neat.
And my son and I actually, you can disassemble it if you want, just for fun. We bought
Yeah.
some spray paint. We took his apart and spray painted it silver.
Camo.
And it's you could do all that kind of stuff and have fun with it, and it's able to handle the little bit of added weight of the paint. But
Okay.
they're so much fun, and
Yeah,
I'd
they
love
are.
to send those to you. So patreon.com/category5 to participate in that draw. And by doing that, you're actually supporting Category 5 Technology TV, our network of shows. You can find out more about us there. But we got to pay the rent here at the studio. We've
Yep.
got to. I just paid the internet bill yesterday, and our internet this month was about $300. It was $367.
Yee.
Yeah. So it's like from month to month, it kind of fluctuates depending on how much broadcasting we do,
Yeah.
and how, I guess there are certain variables because it's all bandwidth based.
Yes.
But we send our signal across the way. There's a tower, an LTE tower, about a kilometer that way.
Okay.
And you can see it from our front door. So we have an antenna, a Yagi antenna pointed directly at that tower. And that's how we are able to broadcast to you live tonight. So all the
Same in
different
chat room.
bills. Yeah, and we're in the chat room, and we're able to do demonstrations and everything through that internet connection. There just are not, we can't get anything out here in the industrial area of Barrie. There's DSL, and that's it. You can't broadcast through DSL. So all that said, we've got the month-to-month bills and your contributions, your support, supporting us through our partners by shopping there on Amazon through our links and Newegg, various different sites. That really helps us out, and we appreciate that. Got our first check from Amazon Europe
Oh, neat.
this week, which was really cool.
What do we
'cause
do there?
people purchase stuff through
Oh,
Amazon,
yeah, through
right?
their
So you
sponsors.
go,
Oh,
you go through our
sponsor
partner links on our
partner.
website,
That's it, yeah.
and so we got our first check in pounds, and it was like 2.5 times the face value of it here in Canada. So so that was kind of a bonus when they deposited that, and it was 2.5
neat.
times what it says on the check. So buy everything in pounds.
Yeah,
that
there
works
we
out
go.
really well. Works
Not
in our
U.S.
favor.
dollars. It does not work in our favor, though.
Well, if you're buying in U.S. dollars, it does.
Does it?
Like if someone is shopping on Amazon.com, it comes to us. We deposit it into our Canadian account, but it's U.S. dollars, so it's actually worth more than what it says on the check. It's if we were buying
There we go.
in U.S., then that's when it would not work in our favor. Anyways, thank you for your support. It is making a world of difference,
yes.
and we appreciate you being a part of it. Go to patreon.com/category 5, and that's a great way to support Category 5 TV. Should you do the tag?
Yes.
Tell them what we're a part of.
We are a member of the Tech Broadcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. cat5.tv/TPN and the International Association of Internet Broadcasters, cat5.tv/IAIB.
Thanks,
I
Sean.
like how it's just acronyms. Anyways.
You like that? It just makes it simple.
Yeah.
At least
it
that
does.
was the plan.
So it'd be
It's better than
category5.tv
going to
slash.
International Association of Internet
Yeah.
Broadcasters.com/user.
I didn't even know you
category.
can create things like that, like short snippets.
Yeah, we
of
have
things.
a URL shortener, cat5.tv, which sometimes can cause confusion. Category5.tv is our website. Cat5.tv is our URL shortener. So that's
Okay.
kind of cool. But people use like Bitly and things like that to shorten URLs. Makes
I
things
think
a
I've
lot
seen them.
simpler. Helps us also to be able to keep track of, if somebody clicks on a link,
Yeah, that's
we
true.
can see the click through. So it just helps us to know, hey, that thing that we talked about, people are actually clicking on it.
It works.
Yeah, it works. Hey, would you like to check out how to make an age-old photo in
Yes.
the GIMP? Oh, yeah. What do you use? You're a graphic designer.
Yeah,
by trade, so-
I would use Photoshop.
You got lots of money to just throw around, eh?
Yeah. I do. No, I don't. I really don't.
For those of us who...
But I did use GIMP.
Yeah?
I've been using GIMP.
You were telling
for
me
a
that you
really
were
long time.
recommending GIMP
Yeah,
to
someone-
a friend. So
yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so we've never talked about this, so this is a good opportunity for you and I to discuss. What is your impression from a graphic designer, Shelley being a professional graphic designer
Professional?
who uses Photoshop? Well, you get paid, right?
Yeah.
So that's the
I know,
definition.
it just sounds funny.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Amateur?
No, that doesn't
No,
work
you
either.
get paid, so you're not amateur
Oh, I don't know
anymore.
what to call myself. I just do what I do.
All
There's
right.
no title.
So what's your impression of the GNU image manipulation program?
The GIMP?
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a while, to be honest. But
And it's evolved a lot. It's open source, so people
Yeah.
are feeding it with
That's
great
true.
features.
you know what? I gotta try it again. There we go.
It's open source. It's free. You can download it at gimp.org, and it's a photo editor, an image manipulation tool or suite of software that just gives you all the tools at your fingertips to do some really cool stuff. And through the course of our 20 weeks of GIMP tech tips, we are going to be showing you how to use that software.
Perfect.
So tonight we are going to take this photo that we took of you just before the show. There's you and Jeff. Let's see if I can find you here on my screen. There we go. There they are, folks. So I'm going to open that with the GNU image manipulation program. Does that look like a good shot? We've also got this one where Jeff was laughing
They shrunk me
hysterically.
down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I tried to get a stool out, but
It's all skewed. Look
yeah.
at it.
Okay, so let's first of all, is that a good photo? You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. What we're doing tonight, this is the fourth part of the GIMP Tips series. We're doing 20 weeks of this. So with each iteration, we are adding a new feature or giving you something else to learn how to do some tricks with the GIMP. So tonight we're going to make this photo, which we took just before the show here in 2015, and we're going to turn it into a 100-year-old
Are you
looking
professional
photo.
at this?
I guess technically.
What?
I'm a web developer, so I use GIMP to do all the web stuff that I do. So
Neat.
I get paid to do web design, and it needs graphics. So
There you
I guess
go.
I am. I'm a professional, folks.
There we go.
All right.
There he is.
So let's get it out. All right. First of all, I want to use the rectangular select tool up here at the top right, because I want to crop out things like the coffee maker and stuff like that, and just grab this nice photo of Jeff and Shelley. So I've selected it, and notice how I was able to move that marquee. A little bit different than Photoshop in that regard, eh? And I can not only move it, but we learned this before, you can actually change the size and proportions, the shape of that marquee as well. So I want to center those two in the marquee so that when I right-click, image, crop.
Do you use Quark at all?
No, I don't use Quark.
Just asking.
Unless you're asking about a character from Deep Space Nine.
No.
All right, so there we go. We've cropped it, right? Nice and simple. Simple stuff, right? So to make this look old, a couple of different things that we want to do. First of all, I'm going to right-click on the image and go Script Foo, Color, and Split Tone with ED, and ED is edge detection. I guess they ran out of space. But I'm not going to actually use edge detection. What I want to do is I like using the default colors here to get started. And what this is the highlights are going to be orange and the shadows are going to be blue, kind of an aqua color. And I just simply hit OK. And what it does is it kind of changes the hue of that photo. So that's one way that we can really, really quickly change the colorization without making it black and white. Real quick little tip for you from the GNU image manipulation program.
It's like duotone.
Yeah, so I can turn off that blue layer to make it so you can see what just the orange by itself does.
Sepia.
And I can in fact I can select the blue layer and change the opacity to kind of bring down the blue a little bit. And yeah, I like that it's not quite black and white. It's completely desaturated, but we're not looking at a black and white image. There is some color in that. So maybe not 100 years old. When did they bring out color film? When did Kodak work their magic? You Google it.
65.
Let us know. 1965?
I'm guessing.
No.
That's just your guess? No.
I think I want to say that I saw a news article just the other day, something like 1895 was the first
1895?
something like that.
No.
It was an initial
Can we Google
I forget
this?
the guy's name. I want to say he was
You
from
can
France
you
or
Google
something.
this, yeah.
But he had the first color photos, and it was like easily 100 years ago.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
the Crudes?
No.
Where they used to take photos with a rock and they would just like smack it on your face, and whatever impression you got was the picture.
Oh, right. The 3D cartoon. I think I saw the kids
Yeah.
watching that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It was actually
so
really funny.
I didn't sit down and watch it, but yeah, that looked cute. That looked real cute. She's actually Googling this, folks.
What am I Googling?
So, and that is a verb
Oh, yeah.
if anyone gives me a hard time over it. So that's one thing that I can do there. And I can also use tools like desaturation. So if I right click and go colors and then hue saturation, I can
you're
bring...
right.
What?
1861, I think it is.
According to Wikipedia, 1861. So you were close. You were only off by 4 years if you were 100 years.
Did I say 65 or 95?
60 something.
Shelley said 65, but she didn't
I'm trying to Google it too.
Oh, are we doing the same thing?
Yeah. I'm seeing the first color photo was made by a 3-color method suggested by James Clerk
RGB.
Maxwell in 1855, taken in 1861 by Thomas Sutton.
Yeah. that's what I
Wow.
got
See, it
too.
would have been most likely RGB, I would think.
Yeah.
So did someone actually figure that out? That's
Yeah.
amazing. And the process would have been completely different from how it is now.
Yeah, totally.
They're really good photos too. Like there's one here from 1903.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Does
Oh,
it look
wow.
better than today's?
Well, I mean, for 18
Yeah, that's what
for
I meant. Sorry,
1903.
that's what I meant.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, for 1903, it's
Would have been
incredible.
really
Because we're trying to
expensive to have
fudge it
done.
at this point, right? So,
Now that we know that they had color, we have to completely change our tutorial. Thanks, Jeff. If you want to see those samples from 1861, make sure you visit Wikipedia. And what was the search? It is for color photography. All right, so let's get a look at desaturation. This is where, let's undo everything that I've done so far. And one of the nice things about GIMP 2 is I can just hit Control-Z, 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 and go back in time, and it's going to let me step back. Oh, maybe not in this case. I think I must have saved at some point. Or let's check this out. Okay, desaturation. I just want to show you the difference. If I right-click and go Colors, Hue Saturation, I can grab that saturation, and right now I'm on the master channel. So as I desaturate, which is to turn down the saturation, watch what happens to the photograph. It's in preview mode, so it doesn't go black and white. It just kind of it gets a softness to it, and it loses some of that color. So it's not black and white. Let's OK that so you can actually see. You can still see there's a little bit of yellow on there. I really desaturated it, but you get the idea? So desaturation is a completely different thing versus what we're doing, which is, okay, we're using a tool. But that gives you two
filter,
ways.
yeah.
Yeah, a filter from Script Foo. But that gives you
neat.
two kind of ways that you can sort of make that
Okay.
effect.
yeah.
Desaturation is a great way to make your photo look a little softer too if you're taking some wedding pictures or something like that. Next step is we want to add some kind of a crackle to the photo. This thing has been sitting in the bottom drawer of someone's dresser for the last 100 years. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to have
some grunge to it.
It's going to have some grunge on it. And grunge is a great word to use as you're doing your search, but you could even do something as simple as, let's say, cracked wall, and do an image search. And all these images that you're going to see, like a cracked wall like that. So first thing I want to do, because we're doing this on a TV show, is I want to change my usage rights to labeled for reuse with modifications, so that any of the images that I see here are going to be legally licensed for me to use. Okay. You want to do that if you're using these on your website or anything at all. So we find one that is going to work for us as far as, that's kind of cool. It's got a bit of a brown to it. There's some that are really cracked.
We'd look like we've been sitting at the bottom of that drawer for
Yeah, do you want to give it a go? Let's. So I've downloaded that image, but let's just check out the attribution on that. This photo is licensed Creative Commons. And where's the license here? Some rights reserved. I'll click on it. It's Creative Commons Attribution 2.0 generic attributed to Liz West. Thanks, Liz West, for letting us use this photo.
Great gal.
Appreciate that. So let's grab that photo and open with GNU Image Manipulation Program. Convert the colors. That's fine. And then let's grab that. I'm going to highlight with Control A. You can see that the marquee is now dancing around there like a bunch of ants. And then I can hit Control C to copy it to my clipboard, and then Control V to paste it in. Now I don't want to work with anything, I don't want to do anything with that layer just yet, because you'll see what it actually is a floating selection. So I want to right click and go Layer to New Layer. And what that does is it creates a new layer with that image.
Totally flattens it, eh?
Yeah. So, so now I'm going to go and change the mode of that layer. So by default, we're set to normal. So that means it's fully opaque. It has a full opacity. You can't see through it. So we want to change that to say something like, and you can try all different things. Let's try grain extract. That's going to give us a real blackness. I can try things like colors invert on that layer, and that gives us a kind of a. So now it's actually, see what I've done is I've made it a black image. So I've changed the white to black and vice versa. So that gives me a little bit of a different effect.
Neat.
And I can change the opacity of that, or scroll through and find one that I really like as far as the crackle effect.
Whoa, we look like Avatar.
Cool. So that's I would say that's a bit severe. Let's see. What? I'm going to invert it back. You may find that some images won't work quite as well as some others. Because it doesn't have a real feel of realism to it. Maybe it's just the way that the wall has kind of peeled a little bit, so it should have a little bit. It almost has a bit of a depth to the crackle. Let's use your word, grunge, texture. And we get all these kinds of things. So you can see, hey, there's a pretty neat one there. And let's grab that.
Multiply would be a good one for this.
Yeah? Let's give that a go. So I'm going to grab this image. And again, let's look at the attribution for this image. We're searching for images that we have the right to use. This is attribution to Brent. You want to give it a go? Lehmanstall. Thank you, Brent, for making this available to us for use on Category 5 TV.
Great guy.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to open that with GIMP. And let's grab that same way, Control A, Control C, and then click on here and go Control V, and then Layer to New Layer, and turn off the original one that we had added in there. You'll see that this goes outside of the box there, so I can move it around if I want to. It goes outside of the canvas. So I can change that. You want me to try multiply. Oh, I've got the wrong layer. Here we go. Multiply.
Oh, is there two of them?
A little bit dark.
Yeah, you gotta change it.
So you can scroll through with your
so neat,
cursor.
though, eh?
Yeah, it gives a cool effect, eh? And you can find the one that is going to work for you. You'll see some do not work, and some will invert the photo completely. but you'll find one that is going to work for you.
Sparkly was just saying in the chat room that you could use the marble as well. Sometimes that works as an
Like
effect.
a marble floor or something like that.
Yeah.
This has given us a pretty cool effect. That's burn. And what I noticed there, Shell, is that it has it's very dark. So we learned last week if we hit Control-Alt-L, now that we've set up that hotkey, we can bring up our levels, just like Photoshop, and I can increase the kind of the lightness of that texture, so that it's not quite so, shadow oriented. So I can kind of bring that up a little bit. So it looks pretty rough, as far as kind of crackled.
Ooh, his neck looks like someone ate it.
Oh, I can do some, some erasure
some clothing.
there.
Look,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Like Resident Evil.
We can
Nice.
whatever works. So we're looking, kind of. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the next thing that an old camera had was a vignette. These days we don't have vignetting on our images because the lenses are so flawless. And if you've got a good lens, you're not going to see any kind of aberrations around the edge of the lens.
Yeah,
But the old days we did have that. So a couple of things that we'd want to do. First of all, your lens is round, so we're going to use a round ellipse marquee, and we're going to hold in the left shift key as we click so that it's a perfectly round circle, because we don't want
perfect,
it. We don't want it to be an oval.
No.
Because who has an oval lens? It's got to be round. And I'm going to bring it just outside of the edge and put you two as the subjects of that image. Then I'm going to feather that. So we're going to right click and go select feather, and we want it to be fairly proportional to the size of our image. It's 2700 by 2000, so we can make our feather about, I'd say about 400 pixels, and you can experiment with that. So that's going to give us a bit of a feathering on the edge. And then select invert. So now we've got a selection on the outside of that circle, and it has a feather. So now if I right click and go edit, copy visible, just to show you, I'm going to paste that and then create a new layer, because we learned about that. And if I turn off the other layers, this is going to show you what I just copied to the clipboard. So that's kind of the outside, and it has a nice feathered edge so that it's nice and soft. So first thing we want to do is, with that feathered edge, let's give that a little bit of a blur. So we're going to go filters, Gaussian blur, and let's make that about 15 pixels. Really blur out the edges of the photo, which is going to be something that's going to happen on those old images.
Oh, neat.
And then same thing, a circle for our subjects right in the middle. Select, feather. You can play with the numbers. Right click, select invert. Now let's create a new layer. This time we're not going to copy anything to our clipboard, and we're going to fill that with black. And you can see that that gives a full vignetting on the edge. Now we turn down the opacity of that so that it places the focus in the center of the image, gives us a nice vignette on the outside of the image. So that's a really, really quick demonstration of how to create the effect. You can play with all these different methods. Because
experiment.
I think what we're doing is we're teaching the methods behind how to use the layers, how to create vignettes, and how to do these different things. And then you play around with them, change the numbers. Your feathering, for example, isn't necessarily going to be 400 pixels. It might be 25 pixels. It might be 700. It depends on the size of your image and what effect you're going for. But that will give you some starter points. So that is part 4 of our GIMP Tips, 20 weeks of GIMP Tips.
Nice.
And next week we're going to have another one for you, so make sure you check out Category 5 Technology TV next Tuesday night. This is Category 5 Technology TV, and I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
And I'm Shelley.
We're going to head on over to the newsroom, and right after the news, we're going to be showing you how to download video from YouTube. So stick around. Off to the newsroom. Hey, Jeff.
Hello, hello. It's Tuesday, December 15th, 2015, and here are the stories we're covering this week. Amazon has pulled hoverboards from their sites amidst the safety concerns we reported last week. Cybersecurity experts are warning that ransomware is the fastest growing form of computer malware, and the numbers continue to rise at a frightening level. YouTube Gaming for Android gets a cardboard mode for more immersive viewing. And are you running Joomla? You need to upgrade immediately. The Joomla security team has patched a critical vulnerability that lets a remote user take full control of their site. And are you under 16? Well, a possible revision to the digital age of consent may mean you can no longer use Facebook or other social media sites. These stories are coming right up. Don't go anywhere.
Operation Christmas Child is one of the great stories that's unfolding in our lifetime.
We are only seeing just the beginning of this project. And these children will change the world.
I'm Jeff Weston, filling in for Sasha Dermatis, and here are the top stories from the Category 5.tv newsroom. Amazon appears to have stopped selling hoverboards on its UK and US sites. The London Fire Brigade issued a warning in October after a rideable board on charge in a bedroom in Southwark caught fire. Newsbeat has searched Amazon and can only find accessories for the devices still for sale. Trading Standards recently warned that the demand for them had led to a big increase in cheap and dangerous imitations, which can be flammable. One of the companies which had its product pulled, Swagway, gave a statement to the technology site The Verge saying Amazon just sent out a notice to all hoverboard sellers to provide documentation demonstrating that all hoverboards you list are compliant with applicable safety standards. The sales of the devices in the UK have taken off in the past year, but there have been worries about safety connected to them. Recently, 3 leading American airline groups banned them, saying their batteries present an unacceptable fire hazard. Authorities in the UK have seized more than 15,000 of them at ports and airports in recent weeks. And it is illegal to ride them on public roads and pavements, but there have been accidents on streets involving them. And that's interesting because down in Toronto, when I'm working, I've seen several people using them. And I got to say, it seems kind of dangerous on the sidewalk, especially around, starting time and quitting time. People just part ways for the hoverboard users. Dangerous stuff. Cybersecurity experts are warning that ransomware is the fastest growing form of computer malware. It's a malicious virus that locks the user out of their computer and demands a fee to return their files. A report published by the Australian government says 72% of businesses surveyed experienced ransomware incidents in 2015. The figure was just 17% in 2013. It's also a growing threat for mobile devices as it can be hidden in an app. Gert van Schenk, president of internet security company Lookout, says, for the most part, we've seen ransomware delivered through drive-by downloads. It pretends to be a popular app, increasing the chances that you'll click on it. To avoid these threats, users should be very careful about the apps they install and where they come from. Read the reviews on Google Play and avoid sideloading from untrusted sources. YouTube Gaming, Google's answer to Twitch, is trying to stay ahead of the curve by adding new functionality quickly. One such feature is only available for Android right now, and it's a cardboard mode that allows you to watch any video with a theater-type big screen setting feel. It'll feel like you're sitting and watching a big screen. While the gameplay recording feature only supports 2D recording right now, one could expect that VR with full 360-degree stereoscopic 3D video will be coming sometime in the future. Put simply, YouTube and Google aren't waiting around to see what happens with virtual reality. They're going to swing for the fences. The Joomla security team has just released a new version of Joomla to patch a critical remote command execution vulnerability that affects all versions from 1.5 to 3.4. This is a serious vulnerability that can be easily exploited and is already in the wild. If you're using Joomla, you have to update it right now. If you're using an old, unsupported version of Joomla, such as 1.5 or 2.5, you have to apply the hotfixes, which you can find by going to docs.joomla.org and entering hotfix EOL into the search. By the end of this week, it could be illegal for any European child under 16 to use Facebook or Snapchat or any messaging service without the express consent of their parents. That, according to some interpretations, would be the result of a vote by an obscure committee to raise the digital age of consent from 13 to 16. In the United States, a law called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act gives extra online protection to children under 13. And Europe has had a similar policy, which is why the likes of Facebook have not allowed children in until they become teenagers. Now, though, the European Parliament's Civil Liberties and Home Affairs Committee is considering a change which is opposed both by social media firms and many child protection experts. A last-minute amendment to Europe's data protection regulation says this: the processing of personal data of a child below the age of 16 years should only be lawful if, and to the extent that such consent is given or authorized by the holder of parental responsibility over the child. In other words, online firms that want to deal with anyone under 16 will have to make sure they get mom and dad's permission first. That, according to several online safety experts, will make children more vulnerable, not less. In an open letter to the committee, they write that changing the age limit would deprive young people of educational and social opportunities in a number of ways, yet would provide no more, and likely even less, protection. Others argue that social media has provided a vital lifeline for troubled teenagers, and the risk is that they would not be able to go online and search for help. Dr. Rachel O'Connell from the consultancy Trust Evaluates suggests that rather than blocking under 16 access outright, social media companies may simply have to devise ways to detect them and stop tracking them. She says social media firms could continue to offer access without processing under 16's personal data, i.e. gathering data, creating psychographic profiles of a young person, and selling it to third parties, until they get permission from the parent and young person. Even still, a number of big U.S. tech companies have launched a frantic lobbying effort to stop the amendment being passed. Big thanks this week to Garby and Roy W. Nash and our community of viewers for submitting stories to us. If you found a news story you'd like to see, like us to cover, send it to newsroom@category5.tv. For all your tech news with a slight Linux bias, visit the category5.tv newsroom at newsroom.category5.tv. For the category5.tv newsroom, I'm Jeff Weston, filling in for Sasha Dermatis.
Thanks, Jeff. This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
Hi, I'm Shelley.
Hey, Shelley.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff. Hello. Hey, Adam. And hey to you at home. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we are going to touch on a topic that is what some would say is a gray area.
It is.
We're going to try to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're a professional when it comes to all
illegal
things
downloading?
Illegal downloading. First of all, our stance is we do not support piracy or illegal downloading of any kind of content whatsoever here at Category 5 TV. There are sometimes instances, though, where through fair use or through just the need to, for example, alleviate the fact that you are approaching a data plan limitation, or maybe you need to be able to watch something on your phone, but you're going to the cottage and it's going to cost you a fortune just in bandwidth if you happen to be using the internet in that way.
Okay, yeah.
So sometimes there's reason to download something from YouTube. So let's look at the legalities of it. Is it legal? Is it illegal? Maybe we can work through a couple of the points. I think really what it boils down to, Google owns YouTube, and they make money by the advertising that's displayed on the YouTube website. It's free for you to watch content on YouTube, so should it be free? You know, what do those ads do? They pay for you to be able to watch it for free. Let's work through. I've kind of summarized a few points here, and let's just kind of go through just for your record. And again, I want to state that we are not we're not promoting any kind of piracy here, but we are going to show you how to download video MP3 content on YouTube with the intention of demonstrating that it's possible through free Linux tools, but also that there are cases where you are legitimately legally licensed to own copies or to download copies of video, and sometimes that's the only way to find it. So downloading the video to watch it offline, the problem with that is then Google and the people that are distributing that video cannot make money when you watch it. If you download it in such a way that you've brought it up on your screen, then your click has brought up the advertisement, and so the ad has been served. But then if you watch it 10 times, 30 times, You know, then it starts to become, okay, that's probably not okay. Of course, Google doesn't want you to sidestep their advertising. People like us, for example, who create content, we don't want you to sidestep the advertising because that's how we make the money that we need in order to provide video on YouTube. And it's an important part of our month-to-month as well, is those Google ads. So if you are using this methodology to get around advertising, then that's probably, not okay. Not illegal, because it's not illegal to sidestep advertising. It's more of just a kind of hurts. Yeah, it kind of hurts those who are providing the content for free.
And I understand now that you can actually have a job at YouTube. Like
if you're a broadcaster and you're doing well and you get a lot of views, then you can do that full time. It's as simple as that. But if everybody were to sidestep ads, then where does the revenue come from? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to keep providing that content. So there's a few things to consider there. If I'm watching cable TV, for example, and a commercial comes on, there's nothing holding me to my seat. I can walk away and go get a tea and then come back and sit down when the ads are over. There's nothing illegal about that. And similarly, there's nothing really pushing you to have to watch ads, but it hurts the content providers if you don't support them in that way.
And I think they try their best to have ads that kind of relate to the topic of what they're discussing anyhow. So
absolutely.
For the most part,
and that's part of the whole system, as it keeps track of kind of what you're searching for, what you like, what you dislike, and then it tries to serve ads that are relevant to you. That works in favor of the advertiser. It works for the content providers because they're serving up ads that are relevant to their viewers. And it works for you because you just very well may find that, hey, I was looking for a new web host and suddenly I got an ad for this great web host and I clicked on it and I got
and it's
a great deal.
discounted or something.
Yeah, and you've got a discount because it was a relevant targeted ad. So that's kind of a cool thing. Is it illegal? What is your opinion? We're not lawyers by any stretch.
No.
We're not legal consultants.
I was reading up on it, and it says it's not illegal for your personal use. But what does that mean? Like, just drive to the cottage, or there's no reproducing a commercial.
And that's why it's a gray area, right? Yeah, you can't resell it. You can't profit off of anything that you have obtained. And I think what it really boils down to, okay, downloading off of YouTube does violate the terms of use.
Okay.
And we'll look a little bit at their terms of use, but it doesn't necessarily fall into illegal.
Okay.
However, if what you're downloading is copywritten material, so a movie that has been posted on YouTube and then you go and download it.
Is that two illegal things happening there?
Now a whole bunch of illegal action is happening here. Right. Or music is a good example. You download the latest Vivo video.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite probably illegal. Not because YouTube says it's illegal, but because copyright law says, no, that's copywritten material. They've put it up so that you can view it for free, but it is supported by ads. If you download it, then it's illegal.
Okay, got it.
Where it's different is where the content provider specifically says, you can get this for free. You can take this.
Okay.
Category 5 Technology TV, we're licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. You are free to download our shows.
Okay.
You can do that through our RSS feeds. You can go to our website. And I guess, technically, you could go through YouTube if that was your means. Because legally, we have waived that copyright and said, yeah, it's still copywritten. It's still owned by us, but we'll give it to you for free. You can download it. You can share it.
Okay.
But don't sell it, because then you're getting into commercial use. Yeah. And if you sell it, then we should be getting a commission on that. That's as simple as it is. So if the copyright holder says, yeah, you can do this for free, and it's in written, it's written out.
I'm trying to think what's a free video out there by a big celebrity. Oh, I think, for example, Taylor Swift, she let out a video, and all the profits that she was getting from that video is going towards something else. So
then are you stealing from a charity?
I don't know. That's the thing, right?
Well, I think of any music video, I would think, is copywritten. But then there are indie bands.
Okay.
Would be an example of, I just want to get my music out there. I don't care if someone's, downloads it.
Yeah.
I want them to be listening to it because I want them to maybe go and buy my CD.
Okay.
I'm not going to get a whole lot of advertising revenue, but that's a different case. But the big names, Taylor Swift, I can't see her saying, yeah, go ahead and download my songs for free.
I was just wondering if the views were kind of worked.
Yeah. So I think you'll know if it's the case. I think a good example of where it is waived, where it's allowed, is when it's Creative Commons licensed.
Okay.
When it's video of a seminar that has been licensed under a Creative Commons license, or that style of a license, or maybe there are other video podcasts that you enjoy that maybe they're distributed in that way. So you've got to look at the licensing behind it to know whether or not it's illegal, because it's not really illegal to download. It's what are you downloading, if that makes sense. So looking at the terms of use, YouTube hereby, this is 5.1 section of the terms of use for Google YouTube. YouTube hereby grants you permission to access and use the service subject to the following express conditions, and that you agree that your failure to adhere to any of these conditions shall constitute a breach of these terms on your part. You agree not to access content through any technology or means other than the video playback pages of the website itself, the YouTube player, or other means as YouTube may explicitly designate by for this purpose. So they are clearly saying you're supposed to be using our website, our tools. You're not allowed to use third-party tools in order to watch this in the terms of use. It's not illegal, but you are saying, okay, I'm using YouTube, and if I do anything differently than that, then I'm breaching the terms of use. Plain and simple. It's pretty black and white. However, as far as the legality goes, the terms state you shall not copy, reproduce, distribute, transmit, broadcast, display, sell, license, or otherwise exploit any content for any other purpose without the prior written consent of YouTube or the respective licensors of the content. So now we're getting into that copyright issue. It's a whole different issue. And if you have the rights to download, then that's where it gets confusing and it gets to be a gray area. So is it possible? So what we're looking at tonight, we're going to show you how to use Linux to download YouTube videos. And that is, again, from the perspective of, we want to show you that it's possible. We don't endorse piracy. Don't use this for any, if you have the rights to the video, then fine. If not, then I would ask that you refrain from using the techniques that we're going to show you here. So I've installed Debian. It's a form of Linux. It's available absolutely free for you at Debian.com. I believe they have. Let's make sure. Debian. It reroutes to .org. So Debian, Debian.org. It's a free Linux distribution, and you can install it just as a bare bones kind of server OS, and we kind of have covered that in the past as well. So I've installed that on my computer so that I have a nice bare bones Linux system here. And what I'm going to do, I actually have a network share to my other computer here, so that let's change into super user. So SU. And then I can access that share. Okay, so my share is there. That just allows me to share files between my virtual machine, the Debian machine, and my actual computer. So the tool that we want to install, I'm not sure if I already have it here. I'm root, so you see that I am currently logged in as root using SU. So I can go apt-get update, and that's going to grab me the new list of repository information, all the different programs that you can install in Debian. And then we simply need to install a free program that's going to let us do this. The reason I want to show you how to do this is because there are a lot of browser plugins. There are a lot of programs out there that will allow you to do this. However, they are laced with malware, adware,
good to know.
sometimes viruses, because they're playing on the fact that, hey, you want something for free, so let's make it unsafe. What we're going to do instead is go apt-get install YouTube-DL. And it tells me that I've already installed it on my system, so that's fine. If you haven't already installed it, it'll grab all the packages and you just say yes, and it will install that on your computer. So as super user, so I'm already SU, then that's all I type, apt-get install YouTube-DL. All right, are you ready for it? This is kind of cool. I've got a video on YouTube that I placed up there, which obviously we have the rights to, but also we're waiving all, saying that anyone who wants it can also.
Did you make it?
I did, yeah. And it's pretty obvious that I made it.
You're not a professional videographer?
There, it can't be much clearer than that. All right, we've got permission to download this video. Okay, so with that particular video, and it's got our theme music and so on and so forth, let's jump back to Debian. And what we want to do is YouTube-DL, because we've already installed that, and we're going to go https://www.youtube. This is where it helps to be able to type quite fast, or you can paste if you have it in your clipboard, /watch. Notice that it is just the URL of that video. 7WS. Okay, so that is the same URL that is in my browser right now. And as soon as I hit enter, YouTube DL is going to grab that video, download it to my computer, whatever the current folder is. So now if I go back to that folder that I had open, you see that that video is now playing in VLC.
What?
Yeah. So it's got what it considers to be the best quality. If I right-click on that and go information, we see the codec is 1280 by 720. However, if I go back to YouTube, I see that the video is in fact available in 1080p. So why is it only giving me the 720p file? So that's where we get into something a little more sophisticated. We can go back to our command here and we can type -F, and that's a capital F, and hit enter. And what that's going to do is it's going to connect to that file, and it's going to show us all the available options. You'll see that 1280 by 720 is considered the best, and there is nothing over that. However, there is a 1080p MP4 dash video. And if we're familiar with dash video, now I can't download that directly because what it is it's a so that if my bandwidth were low, it would automatically clock down to 720p, and then if it starts to stutter, it will clock down to 480p. You can see that just above that. But then there's also an audio track for dash audio, which is separate from the video. So the video is automatically going to be able to change between 1080p, 720p, 480p, 360, 240, and 144, but the audio stays static. And there may be other audio tracks depending on your video, but you can't directly download a dash video because it won't play. It's meant to be auto-fluctuated between different bit rates. However, I want that 1080p. How can I possibly do that? Because the video, if I download it, will not work. That's why YouTube DL is saying this is the best one, 720p. What we can do is we can actually specify which version we want by changing that to a lowercase f and then adding the numerical value next to, see those? 140, 160, 133. So the 1280 by 720 file is number 22. The 1080p video dash video is 137, but it has no audio and it won't play unless we do this. So dash lowercase f 137. If I hit enter on that, it's going to download the dash video, but I won't be able to play it. Now I need to combine it. Combine it by pressing plus, and then find the audio track, which is number 140. So I type in 140. So now my link looks like that, or my command looks like that, dash lowercase f 137 plus 140. It's not going to be the same for you. You need to first do the uppercase F to get this list with the corresponding numbers on the left column there, and then you can combine the two. So now if I hit enter, it's going to download again. But this time, there it goes. You can see it's taking a little bit longer because it's getting different formats. But look, it merged the formats into that particular file. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Go back to my folder here. It's overwritten the file, and if I click on it, it's going to start playing. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to stop that, right-click on it, and go Information, Codec, and you'll see now my file is 1920 by 1080. So I've actually got the HD full quality video, and that could be 4K, that could be 2.5 or whatever the highest quality is that you want. So then the next step is audio. If I don't want video, but I just want an MP3 file for my MP3 player so that I can listen to my favorite podcast, you like Category 5 Technology TV, so you want to get an MP3 file of that video that you found on YouTube, and we license you to do so because it's Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. So you can do that. So how do we do that in one fell swoop? So I can download, convert, and have an MP3 file as my end result. YouTube DL will do that for you as well.
Oh, if you just grab the audio?
Just do it. Well, you can't just grab the audio because the audio is dash format.
Okay.
So it will not work. What we have to do instead, let's jump back, is we say, okay, backing up, let's do this. I hit up. There's my original command where it's just meant to download the 720p or best format. Yeah. So now I can go -- extract - audio. So I'm telling it what I want to do is I want to actually extract the audio from this URL, this file, and then -- audio - format space MP3. And if I hit enter on that, it's going to grab the audio from what it thinks is the best version of the video. Or I can specify --f 140 and it will grab it from the dash audio, which is 128K.
Worst.
It thinks it's the worst because it's the smallest file, right? But now if I just do it on the URL itself without any extra commands, so we've done YouTube -DL -- extract audio -- audio format with a dash in the middle there, MP3, and then the URL, and it's wrapped to the next line. If I hit enter, what's going to happen is it's not downloading the MP3. It has downloaded the video, and then it has converted it to MP3, and then it has deleted the original file, the video. Okay? So if and it actually looks like it grabbed the M4A file, the audio file, not the video. So that's cool. So it actually knew that I was going for audio. So now I should have two files in that folder. One of them is an MP3 file.
All right.
And if I double click on that, there it is.
Yep.
I've got the audio from that video. So that works out really well if I want to take it in my MP3 player and not watch video. I can't watch video in the car. That's dangerous. And now you'll be able to just take the MP3. So that's all there is to it, folks. That's YouTube -DL. It's available absolutely free for you on Linux, your favorite Linux distribution. We use Debian tonight.
Okay.
So the commands to install it may be a little bit different. If you're on, for example, Antergos or Arc, you may have to bring up Pacman and do a search for YouTube -DL. Whatever your favorite package manager is, just look for YouTube -DL, and that will get the most current copy from that repository for you.
Where's my thing?
This is Category 5 Technology TV, and I'm Robbie.
And I'm Shelly. And if we've helped you out today or in the past, feel free to throw something in our tip jar.
Yeah, you can do that. That's a great idea. Donate.category5.tv.
That's it.
Or even through Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/category5, and then you're able to participate in the draw for two teeny draw. Two of them.
Get to
Could
race.
get two of them. We're not giving away one of these. We're giving away two of them to the same person. So you get to race. Check that out.
There's also the partner links that we've got. I mean, there's been a lot of chat about that in the room tonight, various things. So, I mean, we've also got the partner links, and you can check that out as well. You know, maybe you want to get a custom t-shirt, says I am Root on it, something like that. You know, that was going on in the chat room.
Groot.
Yeah, it's true. You can go to our partner links, and we've got buy a shirt right there. You can go to cat5.tv/shirt to go right to that site.
Can we go to that page
create
for
your
a
own.
quick sec if we have time?
To create a shirt or our partner page?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got partner pages all throughout our network, but to jump onto category5.tv, the show website for Category 5 Technology TV, if we go to support us up at the top here, and you'll see our tip jar and everything, but then we've got our partner affiliate links.
Oh, okay.
That takes you over here, and we've got, I mean, so many different things to choose from.
Neat.
These are all our partners at the current time, and this is an evolving list, and sometimes they come and sometimes they go, so keep on top of what we have here. Certainly Amazon is a very popular one with our viewers. eBay, DreamHost for cheap web hosting, and we even have a coupon code there to get you unlimited hosting for $70 a year. We've got eBay Dollar Shave Club if you've got everybody needs to shave. So, hey, there you go.
Everybody needs to shave.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do. Dollar Shave Club for the win.
There we go.
So that's just through our website, category5.tv. And thank you, everybody, for supporting us. We really, really appreciate it. And we feel just so appreciated. And with every time that I get an email that we have a new patron. And it's 25 cents an episode. It's from an individual standpoint. For you individually, it's not that tough. And some people are doing $1 an episode. Some people are doing $5 an episode. And you can choose. But starting at 25 cents an episode, that's all it takes. And it makes us feel so good to know that our viewers are standing by us. And there's power in numbers. So the more of us that come together and make that happen, the better the shows are going to be. If we're on top of our rent and everything else, then we're investing in new equipment and we're able to get upgraded this and that and going from there. And we've been doing this a lot of years and we're really looking forward to what's to come.
Exciting.
Thanks, Shelley, for being here.
Oh, it's fun.
Thanks, Jeff. Great to see you. And thanks also, Adam, on camera. And thanks to you for watching Category 5 Technology TV. See you next week.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.